I still can't believe this happened to me. Friday, 4:47 p.m. I was packing up my laptop ready to bolt for the weekend when Mr. Harrington, my boss, the CEO, the guy who signs my paychecks, leaned against my cubicle wall and said the sentence that turned my entire world upside down. Alex, I need you to do something for me this weekend. Something personal. I laughed nervously. Sure, Mr. H. Overtime? Extra reports? You name it. He didn't laugh back. He just looked at me with those steel gray eyes and said, I need you to spend the entire weekend dressed as my daughter. My stomach dropped so fast I swear it hit the carpet. What? I managed to croak. He slid a sleek black credit card across my desk like he was dealing poker. My real daughter, Chloe, bailed on the annual Harrington Family Charity Gala tomorrow night. Investors, board members, my mother. Everyone expects to see Chloe there. She's not, the rumors start. Stock dips. Trauma. You're the same height, same build, same delicate bone structure. You'll be perfect. I stared at the card. Then at him. Then back at the card. You're joking. I've never been more serious. Hair, makeup, wardrobe, voice coaching, the works. My stylist team is already waiting downstairs. You leave with them in 10 minutes. The gala is black tie. Theme is Enchanted Garden. Dress is custom Versace size 4. Heels are Louboutin 105mm. You'll be stunning. My brain short-circuited. Sir, I'm a guy. I have a beard shadow by 3 p.m. I sound like I swallow gravel. I can't. You can and you will, he said, voice suddenly ice cold. Unless you'd rather explain to HR why you're turning down a direct request from the CEO that could save the company millions in bad press. Your call, Alex. I swallowed so hard my throat clicked. That's how 30 minutes later I found myself in the back of a tinted Escalade speeding toward a private salon in Beverly Hills, clutching a non-disclosure agreement thicker than my undergrad thesis, while a woman named Veronica introduced herself as the miracle worker who's going to turn you into Princess Chloe 2.0. I wanted to jump out at the red lights. I really did. But rent was due, my mom's medical bills were piling up and, honestly, some tiny, terrified, electrifying part of me whispered, what if I actually pull this off? That whisper scared me more than anything. They didn't just shave my legs. They waxed everything. Everything. I screamed into a towel when they did my underarms. They threaded my brows into perfect arches, lasered the faint shadow on my upper lip until my skin felt sunburned and baby smooth. A lace front auburn wig the exact shade of Chloe's hair was glued so seamlessly I couldn't find the edge even when I clawed at my hairline in the mirror. Then came makeup. Veronica painted my face like it was a canvas for the Louvre. Foundation so flawless it erased every trace of Alex. Contour that carved cheekbones I didn't know I had. Eyeliner wings sharp enough to commit war crimes. Lashes so long they brushed the inside of my new bangs when I blinked. Lips. Oh God. The glossy rose pink made my mouth look plush and pouty and nothing like the mouth I'd used to eat gas station burritos for the last 5 years. When she spun me around to the mirror, I didn't recognize the girl staring back. Big green eyes, contacts, flushed cheeks, glossy waves cascading over one shoulder. She looked expensive, delicate. I touched my cheek with trembling fingers. That's me. That's Chloe, Veronica corrected gently. And tomorrow night, that's who the world is going to see. They sent me home, well, to the Harrington guest house on the estate, with garment bags, makeup cases, and a schedule tighter than military boot camp. Saturday 7 a.m., voice training with Madame Elise. 8:30 a.m., final dress fitting. 10 a.m., manicure/pedicure, ballet slipper pink. 11:30 a.m., heels walking lessons on marble. I ate floor so many times I have bruises shaped like Italy. 1 p.m., lunch, a single kale salad because Chloe is gluten-free this month. 2 p.m., final hair and makeup trial. Every second I kept waiting for the joke to end. For someone to yell, gotcha, and hand me back my jeans and hoodie. It never happened. By the time the sun set, I stood in front of a full-length mirror in the guest suite wearing the dress. Oh God, the dress. Emerald silk chiffon, off the shoulder, corset bodice embroidered with crystal flowers that caught every breath of light. The skirt floated in layers like petals, slit high enough on one leg to make my waxed thigh flash when I moved. The heels, rose gold, strappy, cruel, lifted me 5 inches taller and forced my posture into this elegant S-curve I'd only ever seen on red carpet photos of actual celebrities. I looked like I belonged at a royal wedding. I looked like I'd never been Alex a day in my life. I whispered to the mirror, practicing the breathy, lightly British-tinged voice Madame Elise had drilled into me for 6 straight hours. "Hi Daddy, sorry I'm late." The girl in the mirror smiled back, shy, polished, perfect. My stomach flipped with terror and something hotter, sharper. Excitement? Pride? I couldn't tell anymore. Then my phone buzzed. "Mr. Harrington, car leaves in 20. Remember, eye contact, small laugh, touch your necklace when you're nervous. You've got this, princess." Princess. I stared at the word until it blurred. This was insane. I was about to walk into a room full of the richest, most powerful people in California pretending to be a girl I'd never met. And the scariest part? When I looked in that mirror one last time, I didn't want to take the dress off. Not even a little. The gala was held in the Harrington Estates Grand Ballroom. Crystal chandeliers dripping light like diamonds, string quartet playing something that sounded expensive, waiters gliding around with champagne flutes on silver trays. I clung to Mr. Harrington's arm like a life raft the second we stepped inside. Cameras flashed immediately. Phones lifted. Whispers rippled outward. "There she is," Chloe finally showed. "God, she looks gorgeous. Where has she been hiding? Is that Versace couture? Of course it is." Every head turned. Every eye raked over me, dress, legs, face, hair. My heart hammered so hard I was sure the corset would crack a rib. Mr. Harrington leaned down, lips barely moving. "Breathe, sweetheart. You're the most beautiful girl in the room. Act like it." I swallowed, plastered on Chloe's trademark half-smirk, practiced 100 times that afternoon, and let him lead me deeper into the fairy tale nightmare I'd somehow agreed to star in. The first hour was pure survival. Old men kissed my hand and told me I'd grown into such a lady. Women my mom's age clutched my arm and asked which filter I used because my skin was unreal. A tech billionaire's son who'd apparently had a crush on the real Chloe since prep school cornered me by the champagne fountain and slurred, "You ghosted my texts for 6 months, Chloe. Least you can do is dance with me." I almost bolted. Instead I heard Madame Elise's voice in my head, light, airy, a little teasing, and I tilted my head, touched my necklace, nervous towel-covered, and said, "Darling, I've been in Paris. You know how Daddy gets about phone privileges." Then I let him spin me onto the dance floor before he could think too hard. And that's when it happened. The music slowed. The lights dimmed to a dreamy lavender. And I, Alex, 28-year-old junior graphic designer who lived off frozen pizza, was gliding across polished marble in the arms of a drunk trust fund guy while 100 strangers stared at the girl I'd become. I felt the silk sliding against my smooth legs. Felt the weight of the wig's waves brushing my bare back. Felt every eye tracing the curve of my waist, the line of my neck. And for one dizzy, impossible moment, I felt beautiful. Really, truly seen. Not laughed at. Not invisible. Beautiful. The song ended. My partner tried to pull me closer. I smiled sweetly, whispered, "Daddy's watching," and slipped away before he could argue. I needed air. I found a quiet balcony overlooking the gardens, gripped the stone railing and let my whole body shake. What the hell was happening to me? I pressed my manicured fingers to my lips, still tasting the waxy sweetness of lipstick, and realized I was crying. Not big ugly sobs, just silent tears that ruined Veronica's perfect eyeliner job. Because part of me never wanted to take this dress off. Ever. That's when I heard footsteps behind me. "Chloe." Mr. Harrington's voice, softer than I'd ever heard it. I swiped at my eyes, spun around and tried to pull the mask back on. "Daddy, I..." He stepped into the moonlight and for the first time all weekend he looked at me like he was actually seeing me. Not Chloe, not the solution to his PR crisis. Me. "You're not crying because you hate this," he said quietly. I opened my mouth. Closed it. The lie died in my throat. "No," I whispered. My real voice cracked out, lower, rough, terrified. "I'm crying because... I don't." He studied me for a long moment, then reached into his tuxedo pocket and pulled out a small velvet box. Inside was a delicate rose gold choker with a tiny engraved pendant, a butterfly taking flight. "I was going to give this to Chloe tomorrow as an apology for missing her birthday," he said. "But I think it belongs to you now." I stared at it, chest aching. Whatever you decide after tonight, he continued, the company will support you. New name, new wardrobe, new contract, whatever you need. You saved us tonight, Alex. More than you know. I couldn't speak. Could barely breathe. He fastened the necklace around my throat himself, fingers gentle against my skin. There, he murmured. Now you really are my daughter. The rest of the night blurred. More dancing, more photographs, more moments where I caught my reflection and felt my heart stutter because that girl looked happy. When the gala finally ended and the last guests trickled out, Mr. Harrington walked me back to the guest suite himself. At the door he paused. Tomorrow morning the team can help you change back, he said. Or, they can bring more dresses. Your choice. He kissed my forehead, fatherly certain, and left me alone with the moonlight and the echo of his words. I stood in front of the mirror again, still in the emerald gown, mascara streaked, lips swollen from smiling too hard. I touched the butterfly at my throat. Then I did something I never expected. I locked the door, kicked off the torturous heels and crawled into the massive bed still wearing the dress, because taking it off felt like ripping off my own skin. I fell asleep crying again, but this time they were different tears. Sunday morning I woke up to soft knocking. Veronica and the team waited in the hallway with garment bags and coffee. I opened the door still in last night's gown, hair a mess, makeup ruined, barefoot. Veronica raised one perfectly sculpted brow. So, princess jeans and t-shirt today? Or shall we pick tomorrow's dress? I took a shaky breath. And then I said the words that changed everything. Show me the dresses. 3 months later. I'm sitting in the same office where this nightmare began, but everything is different now. My desk nameplate reads, Alexa Harrington, in elegant rose gold script. My nails are almond-shaped and painted soft lavender. My hair, my real hair grown out and dyed that perfect auburn, is swept into a low bun. Mr. Harrington, dead, walks by, drops a coffee on my desk and ruffles my hair like I really am the daughter he always wanted. I smile up at him, no fear left in it. Because the weekend that started with, you have no choice, ended with the most important choice of my life. I chose her. I chose me. And I have never, not once, looked back. So if you're watching this and you're scared of who you might be under all the armor you've worn your whole life, take it from the girl who spent one terrifying weekend in borrowed silk and Louboutins and accidentally found her truth. Sometimes the scariest door is the one that leads straight to home. All you have to do is walk through it in the highest heels you can find. And never, ever be ashamed of how brightly you shine. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. If this story touched you, like, subscribe and tell me in the comments. What's the one thing you're terrified to try that might just set you free? Until next time, stay beautiful, inside and out. Alexa.